almost every single one of us is striving and working so hard to feel secure and free. No matter how secure and free we already are on the surface, we're often trying to build more. Financial security and freedom, location security and freedom, time security and freedom, maybe even status, or even within yourself. Your own sense of security and freedom to be yourself. But there's a major distinction for people who actually get to experience freedom and for people who stay in the chase of it. It's what your relationship with security is. Because if you understand security as something you have to hold on to, that's something you have to control, then that's driven by an anxiety and fear of not having it. But if you experience security in terms of letting go, in terms of like, I can't control anything, I can only take care of the parts I can take care of, and then everything else is out of my hands, so I don't need to worry about it, then that comes from a place of trust. That comes from a place of fearlessness, of confidence in yourself. Because it's not to say that nothing's going to go wrong. It's that you have no fucking clue what's going to happen. But you trust yourself to deal with it. Because if you've built your security over time, you've been working hard at it, then you trust your skills. You trust your intelligence. You trust your aptitude as a human to deal with it. But if you built your security by controlling things, by dictating like, here's step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can control this. I'm going to be perfect. I'm going to plan everything. I'm going to be super responsible. I'm going to make sure I control as much of the environment as possible. Oftentimes outside of myself, I try to control other people. I try to control situations. I try to drive things really hard. Then you become reliant on your ability to make shit happen. As if you're the only thing, even when you know you're not. But your training is used to thinking that there's far more within your control than there is. That the outcomes are far more dependent on your ability to make shit happen than it actually is. Because in the end, you can't control an environment. You can't control people. You can't make anyone do things. And you certainly can't make a bunch of individual living things in a situation, in a dynamic environment, engaging with each other, creating kinetic energy. You have no fucking clue what's going to happen in that environment. So environments are even less predictable. It doesn't matter how well you've thought about everything. You throw a human in there, anything could happen. But if you've built your security from that standpoint, if you've been successful, if you've been rewarded, if you've built more, your wealth, you have assets, you, let's say, have had like solid relationships, you are traveling, you're doing a lot of things that you said you wanted the money for, you have more freedom, but it won't feel like it. You won't feel the full value of that freedom if you don't then come to this place where you can let go of control and release. If you can move from, I can control as many things as possible, and because I think I can control as many things as possible, I'm going to do so, to, I can only control my shit, and that's all I'm going to worry about. Everything else, leave it up to chance, fate, the gods, universe, whatever you want to call it. And then you can just go enjoy your freedom. You can relax into your life. Because those are the people that are actually going to be free. Because sometimes people have this target number for financial freedom. Some kind of description of what a perfect relationship looks like, such that they have the, freedom to love the way that they want or feel secure in a relationship. Some people have a definition of like, oh, like I have location independence if I have properties in these places. But none of that matters if this isn't free. If you are not free. If you don't act in a way that is free. If you don't allow yourself to let go. To release yourself of any responsibility and any ownership of anything that happens outside of you. Because it's an exhausting thought to be like, oh, I could do this and I can also do that. But if I take this action, they'll do this and like, it's exhausting. You could have millions in the bank. You could have someone who is standing in front of you ready to love you. You can have all like the toys you want. But if there is a sense, whatever drove the past insecurity, whether, for example, with money, that it could go away at any moment, or with love that you never know, it's perfect now, but it may not be in the future. Some shoe's going to drop. They're going to just suddenly stop loving you. Or the sense that, any given moment, like so many things could go wrong because something awful happened in your past and then your whole world was flipped upside down. Yeah, all of those things are true. It's possible you could lose your money it's possible you could lose all your money in some fluke situation or the market crashes. It's possible you can lose the love of your life completely unexpectedly through no fault of your own. It's possible that deeply painful events can happen to you for no reason. And yet, there's nothing you can do about it. If those things are going to happen, there's nothing you can do to prevent it. The only thing you can do is to continue to do what you've already built the thing. You've already secured yourself. You're already really fucking solid. But the last step is to make sure that you feel solid within yourself. That you trust yourself to know what you need to do when the time comes. That you'll be able to face whatever situation comes your way. That even if things don't turn out exactly how you want, you can still find a way to be happy and secure and free. That your security and freedom is not dependent on all of these things happening. Of you having a certain amount of money, of you having a certain kind of relationship, of you knowing exactly where everyone is in your life, that they're safe. Because you'll be able to enjoy your life so much more. You'll be able to settle into just flowing with your life. Being fluid. And the thing is, to feel that kind of freedom, you actually don't need anything. You don't need to reach a certain amount of money before you can feel that kind of freedom, though it helps. You don't need to have endless toys or tools or, things in your life to feel that kind of freedom, though it can add to it. You don't need the relationship of your dreams to feel that kind of freedom and security, though again, it can help. This is something you can cultivate for yourself today. The freedom to be yourself, to allow yourself to trust that the people who matter, who are going to value you, who are going to appreciate you for who you are, will do so. And the people who are going to judge you and criticize you and think the worst of you don't fucking matter. You can start being free today. You can start feeling more secure today while you make your money, while you build up your assets, while you try to find that relationship. Because sooner or later, if you don't, this trap is going to be more and more enclosed. Especially once you solve for more and more needs in your life, you're not going to have much more to solve for. And you're going to have to just deal with yourself. At some point, you're going to have to face yourself. Because that's kind of the ultimate trap. This. What we believe, what we think about ourselves, about our abilities, about our lives, about the world, those things either allow us to feel solid and secure and free today, or it makes it a thing that we continually feel like we have to chase. Maybe not in every aspect of life, but whichever realm you felt the most insecure. And that becomes an endless pursuit. Because the world is not safe. Life is not safe. Living is not safe. And so, if you start with that as the baseline, then the only thing we can do is trust ourselves to live and set ourselves up as best as possible to create the most secure and free life for ourselves. And that mindset is available to you. That belief is available to you before you get the list of things that you've been pining for. Because like I said, it's up here. And the sooner you do this, the better life becomes. And the pursuit of all those things that you want becomes that much more enjoyable. Because then you won't be driven by anxiety and fear. You'll be driven by a desire to build and to create this life for yourself, this beautiful life for yourself. Because you already know you're solid. You're solid here. You don't need anything outside to validate what's solid here. Anything you add into it outside, it's just cake. It's the cherry. It's the whipped cream. But you could be a billionaire, a trillionaire, and not be secure up here, and never feel free. And sure, I'd love to have a lot of money, mainly so I could give it to other people and help other people and solve problems in our world. But I'd much rather be someone with enough, someone with the means to live my daily life and be completely free up here. Because this is a trap of our own making. And we can free ourselves from it no matter what we own, no matter what we strive for. And the sooner you do it, the better life will be.